The Global Entrepreneurship Summit has kicked off in Hyderabad, and of course headlining this big event is Ivanka Trump. India and the US are co-hosting the 8th edition of the Global Business Meet, and these are the big headline images from just a few moments ago when the delegation led by Prime Minister Modi welcomed and greeted the delegation from the United States led by the woman on your screen, Ivanka Trump. US President's advisor and daughter Ivanka is holding a meeting with Prime Minister Modi as we speak at the International Convention Center. The meeting will be followed by several sessions at the summit, and then a big royal gala dinner hosted by Prime Minister Modi for Ivanka and her delegation at the Taj Falaknuma Palace in Hyderabad. The summit will be attended by top Modi mantris, and the summit will focus on women's prosperity and business opportunities, with over 52% of the attendees expected to be women. The summit is aimed at exchanging ideas among global entrepreneurs. It is also expected to be another step in strengthening Indo-US ties. Ivanka Trump, apart from someone who has been nurtured through the Trump organization led by her father, the current president of the United States, is also a successful businesswoman in her own right and owns and operates not just businesses but also non-governmental organizations and charities in the United States. Foreign Affairs Editor Geeta Mohan is on the ground. She's at the summit there. Geeta, Ivanka Trump meeting with Prime Minister Modi right now. Those exchanges, on camera at this point. Is there anything you're hearing from the government about the substance of the discussions that are going to be happening between Ivanka and Modi? This is the second time that the both of them have met. The last time was when Prime Minister Modi met Ivanka in Washington during his official visit to the United States. What more can you tell us about the discussions, Geeta?
Well, the fact is that we do not really know what the outcome of the meeting really is going to be, Shiv, but I can tell you this, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to talk about, given that Ivanka Trump has focused so much on inclusiveness of women in the mainstream global economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be talking about his own policies, reforms that he's put in place to ensure that there is inclusive growth, that women are allowed into the mainstream, that they are they're not just allowed, but they are able to partake in the economic growth of India. So those are areas of conversation that certainly are going to take place between Ivanka Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We do know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump in their first meeting had made it very clear that if India and US have to go forward and Indo-US ties have to move forward, Shiv, then they have to look at how best can they cooperate economically as well. Ivanka Trump represents and is an advisor to President Trump. So yes, they are looking at how during the summit and through the summit,
yes,
India and US can really cooperate in becoming stakeholders, not just in each other's economies, but in global economy. And the reason why we see representation, massive representation from across the globe here in Hyderabad.
Well, can you tell us a little bit more about Ivanka's itinerary in Hyderabad? Is she going to be traveling out of the city at all, or is it going to be only focused on Hyderabad, Geeta?
Well, it's absolutely focused on Hyderabad, given security reasons, given the fact that she has a lot in plan. We do not know whether if she is going to visit any of the places. There was some news, Shiv, about the fact that she could very well be visiting Golconda Fort, because that is one tourist site, so to say, Shiv, that has been absolutely cordoned off and has been cleared of any tourists for the day, which would be tomorrow in all probability, even if it happens. But Charminar was absolutely out of question, given that there wasn't enough security security, safety, so to say, when her own security people had gone to look at the area and whether if they were able to sanitize the area or not. So Charminar was out of the question, but Golconda Fort is certainly something that she might or might not. Right now, they're not confirming any of her details in terms of her itinerary. But yes, she is going to interact. There are 2 sessions that she has over here. She's going to be a part of the session this evening, as also the first session tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We are looking at both countries talking about skill development, economic growth, inclusive growth, and she certainly is going to make that point forth when she speaks and gives her inaugural address today evening. So there are a lot of engagements, but certainly not moving out of the city, and also in terms of moving within the city, her movement will be rather restricted.
Well, absolutely. Security means that obviously her movements will have to be pretty restricted there, and she won't be moving out of Hyderabad. And like Geeta, you were just mentioning, it's a lot of business, it's a lot of entrepreneurship, it's a lot of business opportunity. How Ivanka, will plug into India's growth story. There is going to be a lot of interest. People are going to be hanging on to every single word that Ivanka says, because, like I said, she isn't just any kind of ambassador. She isn't just Trump's daughter. She's a legitimate business person in her own right, a very successful one at that, in the United States and globally. So this is a person who really means business. But there are also going to be several people, several millions, not just here in India, but across the world, who look upon Ivanka not just as an inspirational businesswoman, but also a style icon. And what she wears, how she poses for the cameras, the things she says in response to questions, if she takes any questions at all. Because before Ivanka Trump became the first daughter of the United States earlier this year, she was the fashionable socialite that everyone knows today, with a huge fan following, starting from her early days as a teenage model to becoming the ambassador of her father's presidency. She seems to have mastered the art of tightrope walking. Her personal sense of style and fashion have made Ivanka Trump an icon of sorts in the United States and all over the world. So make no mistake, everyone's watching her very closely here in India as well. Here's more.
US President Donald Trump's daughter Ivanka Trump made heads turn as she arrived at Rajiv Gandhi International Airport in Hyderabad for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Ivanka was snapped making her first appearance in India as she exited the airport in this black suit. Her jacket, however, was covered with beautiful white embroidery, from the collar down to the cuffs of her sleeves. The symmetrical embroidery on her jacket stood out in her all-black attire. Ivanka was seen with minimal accessories and makeup. Earlier this month, Ivanka visited Japan, where she attended the World Assembly for Women 2017 conference in Tokyo. The fashionista donned a kimono-inspired silk dress, dainty floral motifs, quite in cue with the local attire. We wonder if the 36-year-old will honor India's tradition for the summit, just like Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, who stole the show at Mumbai's charity gala in April 2016, wearing a stunning traditional royal blue dress by Jenny Peckham. Ivanka, a lifestyle brand entrepreneur, former fashion model and senior advisor to her father at the White House, has often made headlines for her fashion choices. From designer dresses, gowns to pantsuits, Ivanka has donned all with grace. However, figure-hugging sheets, ruffled skeeves and stilettos have been her signature style. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
And you down there in Hyderabad at the Entrepreneurship Summit is all prepared now to welcome Ivanka Trump as she gets set to address her first session at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit that's going to be taking place in a short while from now. Huge amount of anticipation, feverish anticipation. Geeta Mohan, our Foreign Affairs editor, is live with us. Also with us is Radhika Avasthi from our Entertainment Bureau, both tracking Ivanka's every step here in India. Geeta, quickly to you first. You've been in Hyderabad for a few hours, and I can imagine the security is very, very tight around the visit of Ivanka Trump. But, what kind of sentiments have you been able to pick up from the people you've been speaking to at the summit? What are they expecting to see and hear from Ivanka Trump? Because there's an enormous amount of interest in her attendance.
Well, that's right. We spoke with State Department official Andy Rabins early in the morning, Shiv. He himself was very optimistic of how India and US are moving forward when it comes to economic ties, when it comes to how they view and look at how to move forward in the economic sphere. He also said that the advisor to President Trump, Ivanka Trump, is going to make a very strong statement in how sustainable, inclusive growth and development is the only way forward. And that is something that will be spelled out by Ivanka Trump during her inaugural address. But beyond that, we spoke to a lot of entrepreneurs today. We spoke to young entrepreneurs as well, and we spoke to entrepreneurs from every walk from across the world, from various countries, women and men. It is very clear what they're looking at is Shiv, that how countries can really come together in joint prosperity and joint growth for all. And that is what most of the entrepreneurs spoke of. While Global Entrepreneurship Summit gives them an opportunity to network, to come together and see how they can work in each other's countries. But in India, there were a lot of entrepreneurs who were looking at, some of the Americans, Shiv, were looking at partnerships, not investments, not looking at investing in India, but partnerships. There were others who were looking at India as an investing destination. And there were some others who, interestingly, were also looking at how investors can look at innovations and investing in those innovative ideas in the United States of America. So from all walks of life, from all cross-sections of various sectors, people have different hopes and ideas about GES and how economic cooperation can move forward.
Okay, so it's going to be a very intricate the manner in which the discussions are going to take place, because Ivanka Trump, this is not just an ambassador sort of visit. This isn't just a diplomatic visit. There are real dollars and cents that will be at play in the wake of this particular visit, because Ivanka Trump is an entrepreneur and a very successful business person as well in the United States, and has global operations in some of her businesses. Radhika Avasthi is also with us. Radhika, the business stuff aside, Ivanka Trump is a style icon. She's a youth icon. She has successful businesses, in the fashion and entertainment space. She's been, a teen idol of sorts for many, many years before she became, the formal first daughter of the United States. So what kind of a buzz has she managed to create in a few hours that she's been on Indian soil this time, Radhika?
Well, up to now, she has had 2 outfit changes. Her first outfit of the day was when she exited the airport. We saw that she was wearing a black tailored jacket. But that jacket had white embroidery on the cuffs and sleeves. I think that was in keeping with her visit to our country, and she wanted to keep it traditional yet Western. Second outfit as well was it's a green silk dress with prints on it. So that's also very traditional as well, Shiv. And what it's been confirmed that in the night for the big fancy dinner with PM Modi, she is going to be wearing Nita Lula, which is again, the designer has confirmed this, and she said it's going to be most probably a white gown with Vrindavan motifs on it, peacocks, and motif of a sitar as well. So you can see that in keeping with her trip, she's trying to blend Indian and Western. An interesting choice up till now.
Radhika, just out of curiosity, because even I don't understand it, and most people, will probably be wondering how it happens. But how do clothes get chosen for visits like these? I mean, how do Indian designers get involved? How does this very, I imagine a pretty complex and competitive sort of process. How do people get chosen to provide clothes for visiting dignitaries like this?
I think they have they have a whole team of stylists who actually outsource clothes for them, and sometimes, it is very sudden, impromptu. For example, when Kate Middleton had come,
yes.
Duchess of Cambridge, she was wearing this breezy Anita Dongre dress, which no one really knew about actually. She just picked up the designer,
right.
She went with the design, they actually look at what works for them at that spot in time as well. So it's really has to be an eclectic choice, and they have their pick of designers.
Okay, they have their pick of designers, they have their pick of stylists. She's obviously chosen these clothes very, very consciously. The tailored jacket, the silk dress that she's wearing in that meeting with Narendra Modi. Geeta and Radhika, stay on with me, because the highlight, I mean, we're looking at these images from Hyderabad right now of Ivanka with Prime Minister Modi, their second visit. But the highlight of today isn't what's happening here at the summit. If you're talking about grandeur, if you're talking about spectacle, if you're really talking about, photo opportunities for the cameras that people are going to remember, that newspaper editors are going to put on their front pages tomorrow, it's going to be the royal dinner that's going to be hosted by Prime Minister Modi tonight for his guest from the United States. It's going to be at this very location that you're looking at on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen, the enchanting Taj Falaknuma Palace in Hyderabad. An absolutely splendid luxury property in the city. A ride on a regal horse-drawn carriage, a rose petal shower, and a gala dinner in the famed 101-seater dining table with mouth-watering Mughlai delicacies, all obviously hand-picked by Prime Minister Modi's team. On the menu await US President's advisor and daughter Ivanka Trump. So after all the work is over, it's going to be a big formal dinner at the Taj Falaknuma Palace. India Today has learnt that a Nizami spread with over 100 delicious dishes has been prepared for the big royal dinner for Ivanka tonight. The Nizam suite, which used to be the private suite of the ruler of Hyderabad, has been booked for Ivanka Trump. A night in the suite costs a whopping 8 lakh rupees a night. That's where she'll be staying tonight.
That is truly amazing.
Geeta is still with us on the ground there in Hyderabad. Geeta, nobody is surprised for about the big red carpet that's been rolled out for Ivanka Trump. But since you cover foreign affairs, break down for us what goes on behind the scenes in the planning of such events. I mean, I can imagine the intricacy and the level of detail to which planners, logisticians in the Ministry of External Affairs and elsewhere need to go into for this kind of visit. I mean, this is no less than a presidential visit in many ways. This is the president's own advisor who is visiting India. And we all know that these meetings and these visits, Geeta, go well beyond just the optics. There's so much that they actually facilitate in terms of relations between the two countries.
Well, that's right, Shiv. Every administration has has its own way of really projecting one's country, and it also depends, Shiv, on which country is being hosted. Over here, we are seeing Prime Minister Narendra Modi take extra attention and pay extra attention to the United States of America, and is the reason why when he met Donald Trump for the first time, Shiv, he had invited Ivanka Trump personally to lead the US delegation for the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. It was an entire plan that was in place with the Ministry of External Affairs, working in tandem with the Prime Minister's office as to how to go about making GES 2017, which was to be hosted by India in Hyderabad, a grand success. Getting Ivanka Trump to come in itself was making a step towards that direction, Shiv, given that there was some news in between whether if she was actually going to accept, come or not? And that had made the entire Indian administration a little jittery. But the fact of the matter is that it all fell in place because of the economic cooperation. Remember the first conversation between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Trump. President Trump came at the Rose Garden and said, well, we are very happy with the talks, given that India has decided to buy a lot from the United States of America. That's the kind of tie and relationship that the United States of America is looking at, transactional, but also pegging on being strategic. Strategic partnership comes with the fact that there's a lot of support that is extended to India in the whole of South Asia. India is one of the most favored nation, so to say, Shiv, for the United States of America and South Asia. And that certainly is being reflected and reciprocated by the Indian administration in the welcome that you see of Ivanka Trump, not just as the first daughter, but also as advisor to President Donald Trump, but more so, like you pointed out when you began the show, as a woman entrepreneur, a very successful one at that, who will be talking about international best practices in her address and panel discussions.
It's going to be very interesting because Ivanka, let's make no mistake, she's an important person, she's an important personality, she's very influential as far as India's interests are concerned. She straddles many different worlds. She's a business person. She is also the advisor to her father, the President of the United States, Donald Trump. We also got a lot of voices from experts and journalists, not just from India, but also from the United States, who are covering Ivanka's visit to the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Let's just listen to some of those voices coming in from the ground in Hyderabad there.
Tension, and they want to create this global ecosystem, and our countries having presence here.
What place is in international media for this event? What is the
okay, entrepreneurship is getting more attention worldwide, and that's why I believe that we should all cover that, and we can get like really good businesses, and we can create the ecosystem they want to have. So we can partner and we can create new jobs or create new companies or innovation worldwide.
This is your first event covering Ivanka, or you have already?
No, this is the first time, because they have been like for 1 year in the new administration in the U.S. And I think this is one of the first appearances she has overseas.
Ready? Tell me, how important this event for you?
I think this event is important to not just entrepreneurs from Cambodia, Southeast Asian nation, but to the rest of the world, because entrepreneurs and business people are the main supporter of every country's economy. So this event is spreading the word to the world that entrepreneurship is very important, especially to any country with a young population.
And looking the theme of this event, women first, what is your opinion?
I saw like the organization, like it's okay, it's fine, the way journalists are treated, the media gallery, and so far it's good.
Okay, these are the latest images from the High Security International Convention Center at the Hyderabad Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Images coming to you live here on India Today of Prime Minister Modi and his VVIP guest, Ivanka Trump, is with him. Also with them, as you can see in the foreground, is K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister of Telangana. Both the leaders have their headsets on as they're getting a guided tour of some of the displays there at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Ivanka Trump listening very intently, standing right next to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. As you can see, Amitabh Kant of the NITI Aayog and formerly of Make in India, I beg your pardon, is of the Make in India organization, is giving a presentation of some kind to Ivanka Trump. Other dignitaries there from industry bodies the Telangana government. The man in the white on your right, of course, is K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the Chief Minister of Telangana, and Prime Minister Modi. These images coming to you straight and live from the Global Entrepreneurship Summit International Convention Center, where Ivanka and Modi have just had a one-on-one discussion in the presence of their respective delegations. They'll have time right through today to discuss matters further leading up to the big gala dinner at the Taj Falaknuma Palace. Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj visible in these pictures as well. Other ministers of the Modi government also present in Hyderabad today in pretty big strength. The leaders and top officials of the Make in India organization, the NITI Aayog, and several other organizations are all there with Prime Minister Modi and Ivanka Trump today. She's taking some pictures. She's interacting with some of the people there. Let's just try to getting some sound from the ground. Okay, as you can see, I mean, lots of security. The guys you see in the grey suits are all special protection special protection group officers. There are US Secret Service officials as well. It's visible, obviously. They know how to blend into their background, really. They're there as well. They're deployed there for sure. The people you see with cameras are, of course, accredited media personnel who are allowed right up close to the Prime Minister and Ivanka Trump as they make their way through the International Convention Center at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Hyderabad. Ivanka Trump walking there right next to Prime Minister Modi. KCR, the Chief Minister of Telangana, is also with them towards the left. Leaders of Make in India, members of the US Secret Service, and the personal security detail of Ivanka Trump also visible as a photo opportunity ensues live from the International Convention Center. Coming up next, we do have Geeta Mohan on the ground. Our Foreign Affairs editor is still with us. Remember, Geeta is reporting on everything that's happening and also making the time to tell us what's going on and what we can expect. Geeta, when is Ivanka going to be addressing the summit, and when is Prime Minister Modi going to be addressing?
Well, Ivanka and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, with the inauguration of the summit, Shiv, are going to have their inaugural address. But Ivanka Trump is part of two panels, one this evening and tomorrow morning as well at 9 a.m. She is going to be a part of the panels here at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on the other hand, is going to inaugurate the summit but will not be participating in any of the panels. There certainly is going to be a speech, and after which he will be hosting Ivanka Trump later this evening at the Falaknuma, where there is going to be a lavish spread for Ivanka Trump. The city of Nawabs is opening its hearts and its entire hospitality to Ivanka Trump, Shiv, and she will be witnessing all of that. But yes, she is going to be part of panel discussions on economic growth and inclusivity, skill development. These are the areas which he is going to touch upon and talk about in the panel discussions today as well as tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
It's a big day for Hyderabad, isn't it, Geeta? Today, you've got the Prime Minister there, you've got Ivanka Trump there. The Hyderabad, metro rail was inaugurated today. That's momentous in itself. And you've got the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. So, a really, really big day at every level for Hyderabad.
Absolutely, for Hyderabad, Shiv, and you make a very important point over here when you say at Hyderabad, because the governments of Andhra Pradesh and the government of Telangana are showcasing themselves at the and presenting their very best when it comes to investor environment, investor-friendly governments, the work that they have to offer, the work that they can do. We've seen top leadership of Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana being represented over here at the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, as also the women in the political families who have an important role to play, and our entrepreneurs have been seen over here and are going to participate, or either are speakers, delegates, or are going to participate and meet with various US delegations on the sidelines of the summit. So yes, at Hyderabad, it is a very, very high-profile summit that is being held, and Andhra Pradesh and Telangana are not missing out an opportunity here.
You know, I can imagine that Andhra Pradesh and Telangana must have had quite a bit of a... Okay, we're just going to... we're going to take a break. I'm told we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back to these live images with Geeta on the ground as well. Rolling out with these images of Prime Minister Modi and Ivanka Trump getting a briefing there at one of the displays in the International Convention Center of the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. We're going to come right back. Our live coverage of Namaste Ivanka continues on the other side of this very short break. Don't go anywhere. Coming up is Prime Minister Modi's speech, his address to the Global Entrepreneurship Summit, as well as Ivanka Trump, who will be making her opening address as well.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.